Your questions are mixed up. By obeying God and His will, which involves repentance, humility, and obedience, it helps you develop and choose integrity. Yeah, that goes stuff. Okay. Now, I asked, how is repentance and integrity in God's will? Why does God's will involve mercy and if it has integrity? Stop preaching and answer my questions. To which you replied beforehand, in repentance, humility, and... Okay, so I asked you where the integrity is in God's will, and why do you want to live by it? To which you said, in repentance, humility, and obedience. So there's nothing wrong with my question. It's straightforward. Where is the integrity in God's will, and why do you want to live? So it's two questions I asked. So I'm breaking down your comment about God's will, as you said there's integrity in it, and it's a psychological question. So there's nothing wrong with my questions. They're not mixed up. Your answer is. Again, you say in repentance, humility, and obedience. So you're saying the integrity is in the repentance, humility, and obedience within God's will. So maybe my question was wrong, but not mixed up, because I didn't really know what to ask, because you're not answering my fucking question properly. Okay, so you're trying to say that the repentance, humility, and obedience is the integrity. How are these forms of integrity? Where is the integrity in repentance, humility, and obedience? Okay, so repentance means... What does that mean again? It means something that, acknowledging your sin, I guess. The problem is, sin can't exist if Adam and Eve were both created by God. God created them sinners? Is that what you're saying? Free will? How can free will bring sin about if Adam and Eve were not sinners, which means they couldn't have chosen bad, they couldn't have sinned? And how could any of the options be sinful if God is incapable, if God is only capable of good? Doesn't make a whole lot of sense, does it? And humility, why, how, okay, define humility. Humility for what? Even if we are sinners, I mean, that's... Well, you guys could say that's our fault, but that's only removing God from the equation of existence. So, doesn't make a whole lot of sense there. Where is the integrity and obedience? I mean, obedience is just robots. That's just drone-ish. There's zero integrity in obedience. Nothing. Okay, so why does God's will involve mercy and if it has integrity? So again, you're saying my questions are mixed up, but the problem is you're bringing more shit into it. So if it is mixed up, it's your fault. I'm going on about integrity of God's will, and then you say this, which is nothing, which I've just broken down. And now you're bringing mercy and love into it. Once you have seen the mercy and love of Christ. Okay. Why does love, the expectancy of submission, surrender, whatever you want to call it, devotion, worship, or consequence? Why does love involve those? And why do you want that love? Maybe love is the problem then. Not sin. Of course, I don't believe sin exists. You do. Okay, so as for mercy, why is mercy a part? Why is mercy necessary? What? Mercy for what? Especially when you guys say that sin is our fault, not God's. How is mercy any kind of trait in this. What? So, yeah. My questions aren't mixed up. Your responses are. Your answers are. By obeying God and His will, which involves repentance, it helps you develop and choose. Well, I need you to answer where the integrity in these three things are, and then how God's will is integrity. Well, how is God's will good? Not really. Yeah, how is God's will good? It's not a question of integrity there. Okay, so I have no idea what you mean by your second question, God's will having integrity. You don't understand that? Where is the integrity in God's will? What part of that what don't you understand about that? Within God's will, where is the integrity in it? What's so difficult to understand? I don't understand how these three things are development or have anything to do with integrity. Nothing. Okay, but I will say that we're all sinners. Speak for your fucking self, pal. Who are you to tell me I'm a sinner? Because you worship the Bible? How does that give you any kind of what? Especially when as I just explained, that would indicate that God created sinners. So Jesus Christ was perfect apparently, but He was born of a human. So is that the fucking formula for non-sinners? The miraculous conception of a virgin woman, of a sinner. But even that can't be if God Himself can't create non-sinners. You know? And if we seek Him, we can... Now you're just preaching. You're telling me what to do. Well, you're not telling me what to do. You're saying this is still preaching. And by obeying... Where's the integrity in that? You are demanding to have your questions answered. I will stop engaging with you now. Well, you haven't done anything yet. You say you'll stop engaging. Well, you are engaging, you're just not doing anything. Now you're going on about definitions. Okay. The quality of being honest and having strong... What? What are you defining? The quality of being honest and having strong moral principles. Okay, you want to bring moral principles into it now? Okay, this one's good. This is courtesy of Aaron Ra, if you've heard of him. He's a guy on YouTube. He mentioned that, he explained that the tree of knowledge was of right and wrong, which Adam and Eve were forbidden to eat from, because it will give them that knowledge. That's what they were banished for the disobedience, but the reason for it is because that fruit contained the knowledge of good and evil, which would mean that morality is sinful, evil, right? So how can Christianity be of moral quality? Or how can it be the source of morality? Morality is evil. Adam and Eve were not allowed to have that knowledge. So how can we be expected what? The state of being whole and undivided. What do you I don't know. But Okay, going back, is there anything more in here? People who try to live in integrity in accordance to God. How is that integrity? You got guys on here who obsess with evolution and bash the shit out of it, not knowing, well, usually fallacies and shit. Yeah, people who rail on atheism. Is that integrity? What about free will? I thought you guys said that we were supposed to have free will, and yet you got all these Christians on everywhere in the world who preach and provoke. They bully atheists, whatever. Where's the integrity in all that? Or fear of what? A problem God created? Really? So the that means that Christianity has a weakness, which is Satan. Not a very good truth. With a clear conscience and makes them courageous to speak. How is it? How does being Christian require courage in this world? Such a victim complex from you guys. You're the majority. You guys are the majority in this world, at least in the Western world. What are you talking about? Courageous to speak truth. Well, as for truth, do you agree with 9/11? Probably not, right? So, why do you agree with the Bible? I think I'll end it at that.